Hey everybody, we're going to do a quick one real fast on how to make just anything react to you in this space. So what we're going to be working on is, first off, collision. So as we can see here, we have our character kind of running around and they collide with some different things, but they should be giving us different kind of reactions based on the collisions that they make. So let's talk about a couple of them and how we can make those happen. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go into our content drawer here, and what I want to do is build something that'll print out a friendly little message. So to do that, what I want to do is go to blueprint class. How I got here is just right-clicked anywhere in this content area right here, and I went to blueprint class, and then I want to select an actor. Okay, so whenever we have a blueprint, we'll always start them off with BP underscore and then whatever the name is. This is the naming convention for any of our blueprints that we're going to have here. So this one we should probably call friendly message. And this could be used to put some kind of helpful tutorial message onto your screen. For right now, it's just going to be using something very rudimentary, and later on we can change it into something that'll work with your interface or your HUD, as it were. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Bring it into our space here, and one thing we want to do is actually we can make this show up in our space. Let's just do that right now. First thing is we're going to want to have a collision. Okay, collision. And let's make this just a box collision for right now. Okay, that'll work just fine. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a text renderer. So I'm going to type in text renderer. There we go. And I'll probably want this to be a little bit closer. So I want this text renderer to be set up where the X is popping out towards us. Well, actually, whenever we put it into the game, X is the one we're traveling along, and Y is the one that we are kind of locked on. So I'm going to spin this around a little bit here. Okay, there we go. Set that for just straight 90 right there. Okay, and then I want this whole thing to get a lot bigger, so I'm going to make that a lot larger. Okay, now notice it got bigger because my text renderer is in the hierarchy for the box. So if I don't want it to be there, then I need to grab my text renderer, drag it on top of the box, and now it's completely separate and they won't affect each other. So now I can have this right here, and I think I'll have this show up above wherever the character walks into it. So the character is going to walk into it, and then the message will show right here. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we need to make this into something that the character first off can interact with. So we're going to go over here to the event graph, and we're going to just get rid of these. We don't need those currently. And I like to make sure that we know what is doing what over here. So this box is actually a collider. Okay, and we'll keep the name box in there just so we know. And text render, I think, is self-explanatory. We know that's where our text is going to show up. So going back over to the collider box, we're going to highlight that. We're going to right-click into the event graph, and we're going to type in event begin overlap, making sure that we are getting the right one for this particular collision. Now we have it right here. And another thing you might do is go over here to the details side and scroll all the way down. You'll also be able to get your onComponent begin overlap here. Okay, so we can get them from either area. All right, go ahead and drag off of this. We want to cast to our character. Cast to character. I'm just going to type that in because we're going to be looking for side-scrolling character. That's what we're using in here. And we need to make sure that the actor that touched this, so other actor, is this particular character. So that's why we're hooking this into the object pin that we have here. Okay, if this is true, then we'll pull off of this execution pin and we'll have something happen up here. If this is false, then we can have it go off and check other things right here. Or if we know that this is the one we want to work with, we can actually drag off of this object pin and we can change things or check things on that particular character. So for right now, what we want to do is just have this text renderer show up. So I'm going to grab the text renderer, I'm going to bring it in, and while they're interacting with that box, we'll have the text renderer visible. So we're going to do set visibility. Okay, right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to have it be true, new visibility. And so that means initially we want our text renderer. I'm going to go back into our viewport here. Initially our text renderer is going to be invisible. So I'm going to say visible, and I'm going to uncheck it right here. It's in our details. I'm going to uncheck that. And so we can't see it. Now, to be able to understand what we're actually going to be typing in here, first off, we might want to leave that open. But let's see, variable name is going to be set as text render. Let's go through here. You can actually set the text right here. Don't forget to double jump. Okay, let's just put that in as a friendly thing to throw in. And horizontal alignment, let's do center. Okay, that'll make it a little easier for us to align it. And let's just see how that looks right now in the level. Okay, so I want to put it right here. I'm going to go into the content drawer, and BP friendly message is right here. Remember, we want to make sure we can line it up with what we want. And our font might be a little bit big. So yeah, that's really pretty big. So I think I want to leave that size, but I want to go back to my friendly message, and I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. But since we're messing with text, what we might really want to do is change the size of the text alone. So what we can do is change the render right here. Let's go ahead and shrink that back down. Don't forget to double jump. Okay, put that right above, and let's see what it looks like in the level. Okay, it looks a little bit better. Let's see if it does it take up. It probably needs to be a little bit lower too. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring it down. So I'll need to go back into that one, and we'll just bring that down to about there. Compile it to make sure, yeah, that's a lot better. Now I can actually see it, and it's kind of hanging out in the level. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is it needs to be invisible. So we're going to go back into our details here. We're going to look for visible. We're going to uncheck that. And then let's say while they're inside of this one, while they're overlapping it, then we're going to have it be visible. Once the collider box has been exited or end overlap, okay, or let's add on component end overlap, then we probably want to check for this again to make sure this is the thing that left and not some other character that happened to be going through. We're going to do Control D when we have that highlighted. That'll make a copy and paste all in one little keystroke right there. We're going to hook the other actor up to the object, and then what we'll do is we're going to hook it up to another text visibility thing. Now what we could do instead is we could change the visibility right here. We could actually, if it was another variable, we could set it over here by itself, but since we're setting it right here, I guess the best thing to do is just get another set visibility. So we'll highlight that, we'll do Control D. We'll bring it down here, hook up the execution pins, and the text render needs to be their target for this. And in this case, since we're saying it's true here, we're going to say it's false there. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out and see how our message works. So right now we're not in our message, but the moment we get inside, it shows up, and when we get away from it, it goes away. Okay, so that's a good way to trigger something, so it'll be helpful for your player in the game. It also shows you how to get started with your collisions and checking for your player, and then having something happen right afterwards. Okay, hopefully that helps you out, and we'll see you on some other tutorials.